Bali. It's probably the most beautiful place ever. So as soon as I got there, I think it was like 4 o'clock maybe. So jet lag wasn't that bad. I just had to stay up a little bit because that was what I was most worried about. But as soon as I left the airport, I had to find my driver, and there's probably like 70 people lined up outside the airport with signs with names, and I walked down the line like 5 times just to realize that he was behind the line. And then the drive to Ubud, which is a town kind of on the way to the north of the island, which is where we stayed in TNR. But yeah, driving is absolutely crazy out there. It's like a free-for-all. You can do whatever you want on the road, and it doesn't even matter. And then accommodations, I stayed at this place called Risky's Homestay. We all kind of split up and stayed at different places, but Risky's, this was kind of like the front yard view. Like you walk out, and this was it. Yeah.
2 minutes.
Oh. But then, so this was the first place. This was just like so everyone can like meet together, and then we went to Boo Boo House, which is our main place to stay in TNR. And then the food that food really got to me. I had a hard time adjusting to the food. I kind of came in waves. Like I would like the food, then I would really hate it, and then I kind of want it again. So yeah, it was just all over the place. Yeah, next slide. And volunteering. The school was probably like a 5-minute walk from where we were staying, so we can like get up pretty relatively close to the time we had to volunteer. These were some of my kids. They're the most down to earth and most positive kids ever. Like the kids these age in America, like I feel like they complain a lot and they like, cause a lot of drama. But these kids just like play and they're so happy. And you like teaching, they're always paying attention. Like they'll mess around a little bit, but they're really interested in what you have to say. Teaching-wise, resources, it was kind of limited compared to here. Like not having paper was just kind of it was a culture shock to me, but for them it was just like we don't have paper. Like what are you gonna do? And yeah, the kids were just amazing. Loved them. And then as you know, a lot of us travel a lot in Bali. So the south of the island was more touristy. That's where like the surfing was, and like the better food, or not better, but more culturalized food was. Traveled to Singapore. That's probably one of the most interesting, cool cities ever. Singapore is Australia is just like the U.S. This really reminded me of home. Just like the way people were and how it was laid out. It reminded me of an American city. Nusa Penida was this island off of Bali, where I probably at the time of my life, everything was impulsive. We had a plan, but it never went through, but we'd always find something better in the end. And then Alingaling was this waterfall probably like 45 minutes away, and that's where we did cliff jumping. Can I finish it?
Yeah.
Okay, what I learned, this is probably the biggest thing for me, is if you expect nothing, you receive everything. So I had no expectations going into this because I didn't know what to expect, and I really got everything out of it because I didn't have the standard to meet. And learn to do what you want because people want to do their own thing, but if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. And then putting my phone down made the days seem like they lasted twice as long. So yeah. Challenges. Building. All right, I'll just do this one. But building relationships with the locals was really hard for me. I actually kind of regret not trying harder to build relationships with them. The language barrier was a little bit hard, but like kind of social anxiety got to me. So I kind of regret it, but yeah. All right.
Thank you.
So what'd you do in the classrooms with no paper? Like what'd you use to like write on?
So they did have whiteboards. So paper wouldn't be an option, but you just write on the whiteboard, and then a lot of times that's really all you need because it's just like numbers, ABCs, like feelings.
Yeah.
So it's like basic stuff.
What's your opinion of the dogs there?
The dogs they were gross. Like, gotta be honest, they were kind of gross. They would hop on the table, we would eat, and just
Fleas would be everywhere.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
But yeah, there's a lot of strays there, so that's why. They had an actual problem with
Rabies.
strays. Yeah.
Thank you.